This session, we try to cover some of the problems based on the allegation concept here. The last session, we had covered about the introduction part of allegations here. And in the last session, we covered about like what is the purpose of allegation and what are the various methods to or what are the various methods to solve the allegation method and what is meant by or what is the application of this weighted average concept in case of allegation here and what are the basics you need to know about in order to solve the concept of allegation. We said about that ratios and proportions and average concept you need to have a basics in order to understand clearly about the allegation and mixtures concept. That introduction part we already covered in the last session here, and in this session we primarily focusing on the various models of problems here. And let's say a simple mixture problem here, a simple mixture problem. So it what he given is, in what ratio should two types of varieties of wheat, one costing 20 rupees per kg and other costing 30 rupees per kg, be mixed and in order to solve that one for 24 rupees per kg. So this I can solve by using like normal traditional concept, or what is the basic formula. Let us try to solve this one by using general method here. Let us try to solve this one by using general method. So what he gave wheat 1 is 20 rupees per kg and wheat 2 is 30 rupees per kg, and the main price he told gave it as 24 rupees per kg here. Main price he gave it as 24 rupees, and I told that this main price must be lies in between these two values only. Likewise, we need to choose this main value here. And if we suppose, if I assume this is of x kgs and this is of y kgs, I'm combining this x and y kgs here. And if I combine this equation here, this will be like 20x plus 30y, that will be equals to 24x plus 24y. And if I rearrange this equation, it will be like, and if I transfer this one to this side and this one to this side, it will be like 4x is equals to 6y, and x by y will be equals to 6 by 4, that will be equals to 3 by 2. So the x by y ratio will be equals to, or the quantity we need to mix it in 3 is to ratio, or x is to y, that will be equals to 3 is to 2 ratio. So in order to mix that, in order to sell that mixture for 24 rupees per kg, and he has to take three parts from, he has to take three parts from the type 1 and two parts from type 2, so that he will be able to sell that mixture for 23 or 24 rupees per kg. Now the instead of general problem, we try to solve this one by using with the like allegation concept here. Let us see with the allegation concept here. What is allegation concept? Here wheat 1 and wheat 2, and wheat 1 cost is 20 rupees per kg and wheat 2 cost is 30 rupees per kg, and the mixed wheat price is 24 rupees per kg. So now, as I said in the previous sessions, that what we need to subtract higher value minus lower value in order to apply the allegation concept here, in order to apply the allegation concept here. So this will be like 24 minus 20, that will give us what? That will give us 4 here, and 30 minus 24, that will give us what? 6 here. So it will be like the quantity of wheat 1 to the quantity of wheat 2 will be in the ratio of 6 is to 4, and if I eliminate the common number present here, it will be like 3 is to 2 here. So what is, suppose what are these values are, this wheat 1 and wheat 2 are the cost. This wheat 1 is this 20 and 30 are the cost of ingredients, and this middle value or the median value will be the average cost or the median value or the middle value. And at the end we'll get the ratio of quantities, as I already said in the previous session that. And if anyone who has missed that session, try to watch that session and come to this video. So let us see the similar the previous example in a common sense approach here. So let us try to analyze the solution of last example by with some common clues present here, or how this method actually works here. So we told that here is a wheat 1 is 20 rupees per kg and wheat 2 is 30 rupees per kg, and the mixed wheat is in 24 rupees per. And we can see here what is the gap from 20 to 24. So there is a gap of 4 here. And what is the gap of 24 and 30? There is a gap of 6 here. And if we observe here this 4 and 2, so 4 and 2 will be in the ratio of 2 is to 3 here. In the example also will it in the same answer. So we got the ratio of quantities 1 and 2 are so here we are reversing the quantities here. So it will be like 6 is to 4, and if we eliminate the common here, it will be like 3 is to 2. So what we need to take the conclusion, and what are the conclusions we need to derive from this statement is this way. So this mean or the average or the middle value is nearer to the variety which has more weight. So in this which has more weight, it has more weight here is 30. So our mean value or the middle value is also very nearer to that one. And next, the ratio of quantities is simply the inverse ratio of the distances of main point. Suppose here we are getting what? Suppose if we consider the quantities here, it will be like 4 is to 6. So if it is 4 is to 6, we need to take this inverse. We need to take its inverse. It will be like 6 is to 4. Likewise, we are taking the same here. So we need to remember the mean is nearer to the variety which has more weight, and the quantities, the ratio of quantities is simply the inverse ratio of distances or the distances of mean prices from 1 to 2. So in either way, you can also solve like this method also if we find this one is easy here. And let us try to solve with the next approach problem here. So let us try to see the different situations in allegation problem here. So once we are clear with the basic method, how the basic method will be work, let us try to solve the application problems here. And we also look at how to recognize the parameter to which allegations to be applied as with a few shortcut tricks here. Let us try to see now here. No, okay, the first situation is a profit and loss. Suppose if profit and loss situation is given, the problem is given, how to analyze that one in an easy manner. Let us try to see here. Okay, what he gave, some quantity of grains was purchased for 450 rupees, and one third of it was sold at 10 percentage, and the margin should be balanced, and the margin should be the balance quantity which sold so as to obtain overall profit of 20 percentage on the whole consignment. So what he gave, he he, he purchased some quantity here, some quantity purchased here. He purchased, so let us assume he purchased X quantities for 450 rupees. Among this X quantity, he sold one third, and the remaining will be two third. So this one third was sold for how much means he sold for 10 percentage loss. And in order to gain like middle value, this in order to gain 20 percentage value, in what price he has to sell the remaining so that he will be able to get the profit. He will be able to get the profit. So from this we get the ratios here. So because so he has to he is selling the mixture written 1:2 ratio. So then we need to get it as 1:2 ratio. So let us try to see here. So here if loss was given, we need to take minus here, and if profit was given, we need to take the plus symbol here. So here it is a minus 10 in the overall profit he given as a plus 20 here, and this value we need to find here. And this will be like higher value minus lower value. 20 minus of 10, that will be 30, and x minus, so suppose if this is greater and one value must be greater, x minus 20, that is x minus 20, and the ratio of quantities will be, we are getting 1 by 2. So why we are getting 1 by 2 ratio here? So why he clearly mentioned here. So here is selling one third for loss of 10%, and the remaining will be two third. So if we take the ratio of one third and two third, we will get the ratio as 1:2 here. We'll get the ratio as 1:2 here. And if we simplify this equation, we'll get the x value as a 35%. So if it is of, so as I said in that, we need to express the loss as in a negative percentage. If it is of profit, we need to represent it in a positive manner here. So let us try to analyze in a single line diagram here. So one is sold at a 10 percentage loss, and the median value he gave it as what he is getting a loss profit of 20 percentage. And now we need to find this value here. Now we need to find the value, and what is the ratio present here? It is 1:2 ratio here. So what is the difference from minus 10 to 20? The difference here it is 30, and we don't know this value here. So this value we can write it as x minus 30 here. As I said, in the ratios of countries are the just reverse here, inverse here. So it will be like x minus 30 divided by 30, that will be equals to 1 by 2. So here also we are getting the same arrangement. So you can also solve this one by using the single line approach also. If you, so how to, when to solve in this approach means if you practice more number of questions, you will be able to solve very easily with this type of arrangements here. I hope you are clear with this explanation, and we are moving to the next situation, that is a solution of substances here. Suppose here is a 300 grams of sugar solution contains 40% sugar, and how much sugar should be added to it so that the sugar concentration becomes 50%. So there is a 300 grams of sugar solution that contains 40% sugar, and the remaining will be like water. And how much sugar must be added so that the sugar concentration becomes 50%. So here allegation is applicable to the percentage of purity. So the first component contains the percentage of purity of 40% sugar, and the second concentration is 100. Why? Because he is adding sugar directly here. So that the average concentration here will be 50% here. Suppose if we apply the same here 40%, and we are adding here, we are adding this one here, adding sugar here, which means it contains 100% of the sugar, and the median concentration will be 50%. And if we apply the alligation concept here, 50 minus 140, that will be 10, and 100 minus 50, that will give us 50. So if we take the quantities here, and we need to find what is how much quantity was added here, that we could take it as x here. 5 by 1, that will be equals to 300 and minus 300 and divided by x, and if we simplify this equation, we'll get the x value as 60 grams here. I'll get it as 60 grams here. I hope you are clear with this explanation. And we are moving to the next problem here. Here the concentration of a pure substance, you need to remember. We need to take the concentration of pure substance is of 100%. You need to remember while solving the problem here. Why? Because here how much sugar is added. Sugar is added means that we need to take that sugar contains 100% of a pure substance. If you remember that point only, you will be able to solve the problem. And let us try to solve this problem also. So what it gave is visual A contains milk and water in the ratio of 5:2, and visual B contains milk and water in the ratio of 8:5. In what ratio should the components A and B mixed so that the milk to water ratio becomes 9:4? So we need to, so this problem also can be solved by using the mixtures concept here, and also by using the alligation concept here. So let us try to see. So in this can be solved in two ways, either by taking only the milk concentration or either by taking the water concentration here. Suppose this allegation is applicable on a portion of, so as I said here, suppose what is the portion in this particular problem, I am taking the milk portion here. So what is the milk portion here present here? What is the milk portion present here means? Okay. So there is, suppose see here, milk and water, it will be 5:2 ratio. Here milk is 5 parts out of 7 parts. Milk is 5 parts. And what is the milk in the second B vessel here? Where milk is 8 parts out of 13 parts. And in the mixture also, in the milk is 9 parts out of 13 parts. Now we can apply the alligation concept here. 5 by 7 and 8 by 13 and 9 by 13. And if we rearrange the values here, higher value, this 5 by 7 is higher when compared to this 9 by 13. 5 by 7 minus 9 by 13, that will give us 2 by 91. And so 9 by 13 is greater when compared to the 8 by 13. So we'll get 1 by 13. And if we rearrange the values here, we'll get the ratio as 1 by 13 ratio 2 by 91. And if we simplify this one equation, we'll get the ratio as 7:2. So here what you need to remember is alligation can be applied to the portion of either of the components. Either you can take the milk quantity or either you can take the water quantity. In both the cases also you'll get the same answer. Okay. So the similar kind of problem we can also solve by using the mixture concept here. Okay, let me solve by using the how to solve mixture concept here. So milk and water in the vessel A is a 5:2 ratio. So this will be 7 parts here, and the milk to water ratio here it is 8:5, and it will be like 13 parts. And if we in order to apply this mixture, so this is like solving by mixtures concept here. In order to solve this mixture concept, what you need to remember is you need to make the number of parts to be same in both the contents here. So what you need in order to make the number of concepts here, this unit multiplied with the 13, this unit multiplied with 7. So this I am multiplied with the 13 here, and this I am multiplied with the 7 here. And you need to get some ratio, that is x is to y ratio. If you need to solve this equation, at the end you need to get the ratio as 9:4. And if we simplify this equation, you will get the value here. You'll get the value here. So this will be 13x. 13x into 5 is how much? Means 50 and 65, 65x, and this will be like 26x, and this will be like 7y. 7 into 8, 7 8 is a 56, 56y, and this will like 35y. And now you need to add these values here. So what is this value? 65 plus it will be like 1, 11, and 11 it will be 12, 121x. Okay, 65x plus 56y divided by 26x plus 35y, that will be equals to 9 by 4. And if we simplify this equation, we will get the x to y ratio. As similarly, this one has a 7:2. So if we fail the mixture by doing this one as mixtures concept is difficult, we can also solve by using with the alligation concept here. Let us try to see a strange parameter. Okay, let us try to solve this problem. We'll meet in the next video with one more interesting topic by discussing this problem. Take this one as an homework problem or practice problem to you. Comment your answers in the comment section so that I will be able to know whether you are understanding the problem or not. We'll see in the next session with one more interesting topic. Have a good day. We'll meet in the next session.